my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this was not supposed to be a live interview, but we're going to do it live. Surprise, surprise! It was supposed to be pre-recorded, but you get us live instead, which is always interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm joined with Jake, also known as Archivist Adrift, or the troll in my comment section. One of those, usually one of those.
Right.
And he actually, I wanted to interview you after you did that one thing with Chonko, where you restored one of his books, and you actually went above and beyond for him. But you wrapped it up like as if it was like some explosive package. I thought that was really cute because he's like all about the packaging, right?
That's right.
And so I thought that was really wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, before I quickly, so welcome to the channel, by the way, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
To have you.
That's great. It's great to be on. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Tan. Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. Special shout out to Tan. Thank you, Tan. And Lyle's here first. Matt's second.
Wow.
Robbie Josephs.
K Munin is slipping.
Yeah, where is K Munin? What is going on with him? And we got Rob Saint. And I don't think anyone was expecting this, so that's why. Louis J. And who else got here? Oh, Biggie is here too. Hi, Biggie.
Oh, cool.
And Jeff is here. The librarian is here.
Yeah.
Or library, I should say. Yeah, so lots of cool people here. So quickly, you probably have done this many times, but we'll pretend that this is the first time you ever been asked this question.
Okay.
How did you get into collecting comic books? How did you get into restoring or reviving comic books?
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of your journey.
Yeah. Okay. So I got into comic books. I wasn't like a comic book kid. I didn't read comic books as a wee tyke, really. You know, I didn't really get into comic books until I was probably like 12 or 13. Okay. And my cousins, though, they were into comic books, and I lived on the East Coast. Every year we would come to the Midwest, and they lived in a farm and all that. And I don't think they had much else to do but collect comics, you know. So one day I was down in their basement, and they had long boxes. You know, this is probably about 88, 87, something like that, around there. So I was about 13 or something like that, 12, I think. And I'm like, what, you know, I mean, I knew what the comics were, but I was like, what is this? You know, like, why do you have so many, you know? And they're like, oh, we collect these runs. They had like, you know, the Thor Simonson run. They had the Byrne, X-Men run. They had, you know, all the great stuff of the, you know, probably late.
I thought you were going to say Byrne She-Hulk, but okay.
Oh, well, no, that's like, but yeah, Claremont, I guess I should have said, but, and so I was enthralled, you know, and I mean, first of all, the story lines that they were kind of telling me about, filling me in on was pretty amazing. But then they were like, yeah, they're actually kind of worth a little bit, you know. I'm like, wait, what? Why? And they're like, you know, it's kind of like baseball cards, because I had collected baseball cards, so I kind of
so you understood the collecting part of it,
yeah. So I'm like, wow. And I instantly caught the bug, you know. My brother, he didn't care at all, but I was fascinated. So, and I think I had a couple of, you know, probably Amazing Spider-Man comics before then, you know, but, and so of course this was around the same time that a lot of the big guys were coming around, the Image kind of guys were starting up, you know, so McFarlane and Lee and all those guys.
I mean, it was like right at the, like from 88 to like 96 were kind of like the golden resuscitation of the comic book market and where it kind of boomed again. So
exactly.
You were right at that time. So that's good.
Exactly. So I collected off and on. I mean, I collected pretty heavily for the first, I don't know, 5 years or so, or 6 years. And then by the end of the 90s, as the storylines kind of got weaker and the Image extreme stuff got a little bit more extreme, and everyone was wearing, you know, pouches everywhere, and, you know, it just got It was too much for me.
Yeah.
I was in the military, and I was collecting, I think, probably Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, the Straczynski run towards the very end there. But even that was just not really where it was at. And so I never like completely stopped collecting, but I waned and waxed, kind of more or less.
Yeah. I mean, I think most collectors are that way.
Yeah. I think I probably got more into a little bit of some of the indie stuff, here and there, like really independent stuff. But then as it seems to be a recurring theme I hear about from everyone, right around COVID, I think actually right before COVID hit, what happened was,
I think 2016 was that kind of thing where people kind of got back into the hobby because the movies were so big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was actually I think 2015, or I mean 2020, whatever it was. I had just moved into my first house, and I was going through all my long boxes, and I'm like, I'm tired of hauling these all over the place, So I went down to Goodwill, and I pretty much gave away whatever I had left,
Oh, wow.
I held on to a few books here and there, but not a whole lot, just.
But you're a collector. You should have said, okay, maybe I can sell these or something.
I did, but I think at that point I was just so frustrated with the whole thing, and it a lot of that stuff that was promised us, in the early 90s that, you got X-Men 1, that's going to be worth, millions
of dollars. Yeah.
And it wasn't, and it was all dollar bin garbage, and I was just like, whatever. And it wasn't. There's some good stuff in there, but so I just took it to Goodwill, and I was like, here, have it. I don't want it anymore.
And they're like, oh crap, more X-Men 1.
Yeah, exactly. They throw more copies of Turok that we need. Yeah. But then COVID happened, and I had, maybe 30 books I held on to. I kind of was looking at them, and like, oh, actually, these are actually might be worth something, after all. And then I started seeing comic book prices like going crazy, and I'm like, wow, maybe this is the time to jump back in, And now I have disposable income, unlike when I was a kid, and so I started collecting Silver Age. Worst time to start collecting Silver Age, the stuff that I've always had my eyes on,
everyone did that, and everyone got burned.
Yeah, exactly. So, but right around that time as well, I had already been into a lot of YouTube channels like Bomb Garden Restoration, which is it's a fine art restorer. He's amazing. He takes fine art paintings and cleans them up and brings it back to life. Beautiful, wonderful stuff. And I've always liked that kind of restoration kind of process anyhow, but seeing paintings come to life like that was just amazing to me. My dad's an artist, and I've kind of dabbled off and on with art and whatnot. So that's kind of where my interest in that came from. And then not long after that, I discovered Jerry the Jitterbugs channel.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I
were sort of started at the same time and kind of went parallel growth. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
really good channel. Yeah,
that. And I was blown away. I was just like, wow, this is like peanut butter and chocolate come together. My comic books and conservation, or restoration. Or whatever it was, and
conservation sounds better, right?
It does, and I'll get into that in a second. But but I was like, wow, this is so cool. I didn't know you could heal comics. That was fascinating. And also, he got me into Golden Age because he was buying these cheap comic books that that he was kind of resurrecting, and I'm like, I didn't his motto was essentially, you don't have to spend a lot of money in order to buy Golden Age.
A tank of gas.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. And so that kind of twisted me a little bit because I was, I had always had the mentality, going all the way back that, Golden Age comics are a fortune. You'll never be able to afford them, and being able to actually buy them was amazing. And then tripped around onto your channel, and I'm like, whoa, what is he doing? This is crazy. Well, I'm just gonna mess with his channel for a little bit and see what I can do here. Now, yeah, so I started watching some of your back videos and your interviews and and also your kind of perspective where you are not afraid to get a book that's a little beat, a book that is
or very beat.
Yeah, well, very beat. But I love that mentality because I think that kind of tied back into my roots when I was first starting to collect. I wasn't so uber grade conscious, it wasn't like, I just wanted to grab the comic book because I loved the comics.
That's the way I feel. Yeah.
And so seeing your channel, seeing Jerry's channel, and then just kind of doing the deep dive into Golden Age in general, that's kind of where I kind of went through there. Then as far as the conservation stuff specifically, so I didn't think I could do what Jerry was doing.
Before you get into that,
sure.
There's actually a comment that kind of I think is a good comment. Yeah. It's like I always felt Golden Age was out of reach, as he says, and I felt the same until I found your YouTube. I think my mission with this channel is really to convert people to realizing, hey, Golden Age is accessible. Because I remember in the 90s, it was almost like there was gatekeepers.
Absolutely.
That would sort of prevent people from accessing Golden Age at all. It was just like a forbidden fruit. It's like, sorry, only us gods can buy those comics,
Yeah, and you couldn't even find them anyways. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It was just not accessible.
Yeah, if you went to your local comic book shop, they didn't, you were lucky to get a handful of Silver Age, depending on probably where you were at. But I didn't even know where you could get Golden Age. I didn't understand the concept of cons. Hey, Chonko. About cons and all that kind of thing. But yeah, that's right.
So getting into the conservation. Sorry, that was a little bit of a segue. No. Sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah. So that's when I kind of tripped into Dr. Paul Kosnick's channel and Liberty Hill Comics. And Dr. Paul Kosnick, he essentially kind of slightly separate from.
He's not Comic Doctor, is he? Is that the one?
No, he's not Comic Doctor. No. He's kind of like separate from Jerry. I would say that he is co-responsible for the comic book conservation scene, I guess you will, on YouTube. Yeah.
I know there's like a separate like restoration and conservation community that, and they all have like sort of like their own little battles and
thingies something like that. I think on YouTube, the big division, really no one's doing restoration anymore at all, or saying that they're doing restoration.
It's all conservation.
Well, it's either conservation or it's pressing and cleaning. And I kind of see the two kind of
being very
they cross over. And most people who start off or who get into conservation start off doing the cleaning and pressing, but I think that there are skill sets that are kind of unique to each, really. So there's a lot of things that comic book pressers and cleaners are doing that I find astounding, and I still need to sharpen my skill set with what they're doing. As far as like just the perfectionism that they have with like modern books is astounding to me. It's just unbelievable. With Golden Age and later books, there's a little bit more leeway with what you can do. And anyways, so Dr. Paul, he has a conservation. His channel is Liberty Hill Comics. Then there was also a pilot named Larry. He's a commercial pilot, and he's got a channel called Flying L Comics. And then there's a biologist, professor named Peter Alachi, and he's got a comic channel called Experiments in Conservation. And then you got
I've seen that one, and he does he does all the ozone things and stuff.
Yes, yeah, amazing stuff. And then you have people like Dylan at Sales Boy Comics and a bunch of other great YouTubers and whatnot. Anyways, so there's a whole Facebook community of us kind of conservers we're kind of trading our knowledge back and forth. Dr. Paul, along with another comic book YouTuber, Shelby at Shelby's Comics, they they actually wrote a book on comic book conservation, and I don't have it right around me right now, but so they're kind of like in the know when it comes to all this stuff. And so when I was watching their channels, I'm like, I think I can do this. I think, let me see what I can do. And so slowly and surely, I kind of got into it little by little, and
So
I've been doing it for about over a year now.
What was the first experiment you did?
My first experiment. Well, everyone was like, "Oh, first start with pressing and
get some dollar bin books to."
Yeah. And I did that for a little bit, but I got bored with it. I wasn't like, I was getting like, Vietnam War books and like Adele's and things like that. And I did a couple of cleaning and pressings, just basic stuff. But I'm like, no, I want to do like the cool stuff. I want to put books in water. How do I do that?
I always thought that was the craziest thing, where they put the book in the water.
Yeah,
that's like the worst nightmare for most comic book guys.
Yeah,
it's like water damage.
Yeah, but if you think about how comics are created in water, so when they're initially published, they're making them in water. The pulp's made in water. So water is always a big process in making comic books. It's just kind of taking it back to its origin in a sense,
Hey,
so, oh, he's finding her. Okay, good. The first, I think, the challenging thing I worked on was there is something called the Calvary Outlook. I think that's what it's called. It's a little men's magazine from the.
Is it the one I'm thinking about? The one that Carl Barks first wrote?
Exactly.
It's the Calgary Eye Opener.
That's what it is. That's right. You're right.
I know.
It wasn't actually published in Calgary though, or in Canada at all. It was actually published here in the States.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I actually thought it was Calgary.
I figured that as much as well, but no, it's not. So I grabbed a copy. I think it was like $5 off of eBay, and it has some Carl Barks stuff in it. This thing was completely water jammed. It was the pages were completely stained, and the staples were extremely rusted. And I figured, $5. If I can do anything to this, it's going to be better than nothing. And so I washed it and threw an aqueous bath, and then I threw it in some blue light treatment to brighten the pages, and I really cleaned it up quite a bit. And I was really kind of surprised that I was able to do this, and it kind of went from there.
Okay, so and you just did this like, hey, I watched it on YouTube, might as well try it out myself. It's like,
yeah. So basically, I was trying. I was asking as many questions as I could in the Facebook group, and I was watching.
Did you destroy any comics in the process at least, or were you just like hitting it out of the park every time?
I wasn't really. I don't think I wasn't really messing things up too badly. I don't think,
Okay, that's my concern. Like, that's why I would never do it. I'm just so scared.
I think as long as you follow the process, you can mess things up, and I have actually. I got a book that I recently
I'll make it big so you can show some stuff.
Okay.
So wait, there you go.
This beautiful book that Mike got me, I completely ruined recently.
It's a good book, by the way.
Yeah, well, it was, but it's got quite a bit of damage to it now. That does happen.
What happened? How did it get damaged?
So what happened with that was it had a piece of like a poly bag on it. It was stuck to the cover because some that have the tape or the adhesive in the back
that he was talking about.
Yeah, I got it off, and I was really happy about that. But the thing was so dirty, I went ahead and threw it into an aqueous bath. And it's with Golden Age books, you don't really have to worry about for much. But 20 seconds in, I could start seeing it almost kind of like
it was dissolving or something.
Yeah, dissolving. Yeah, the color on the front of the cover, and I was like, oh no! And I yanked it out as fast as possible, and it was already too late. I've only seen that once before with a really water damaged book. So I have a technique I've been using the last couple of channels where I've been doing something called a gel and slab. Basically, you're making like a hard gel, and you put all the stuff that you would put in a bath normally. You put that into the gel slab itself, and then you lay the comic wrap on top of it, spray it down, and through osmosis, it actually takes the dirts and stains out of the cover into the slab, into the gel.
So it absorbs it in the gel, basically.
Right. Yeah. Correct. And so it's much more milder. It's much milder than literally putting it into bath water. So this experience it's a little bit more it's a bit more costly than an aqueous bath, but if it means I can save some comic books, I think I'm going to go that route more often. So
where is this something you learned from watching
from watching Jerry, asking Jerry a lot of questions, asking Larry a lot of questions, asking Professor Peter a lot of questions, talking to people on the Facebook community. I was actually jotting down tons and tons of notes, off to the side. There's not any there was no formal education, and there is actually
it's all experimenters that are just trying out different things, and
that's right. There is a path. So Phil at Phantom Restoration, he actually apprenticed with a comic book conservator, and so he does have a professional education, and there are other people before that. Susan Saccone, she actually was taught by people. Then Kenny, I'm sure, was taught by somebody. Kenny Sanderson, that is.
I know Kenny Sanderson as well.
Yeah.
Well known.
And so I was jotting down all these notes, and then I asked Dr. Paul on the Facebook group. I was like, I have all these notes. Would you like me to post them someplace? And he's like, yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and post them up on the Facebook group. And he had an assistant, kind of Shelby, helping him out. And as Shelby was like, he's like, hey, Shelby, just go ahead and take these notes and just kind of, clean them up and kind of, add more to it, whatever. So Shelby started doing that, and he's like, Dr. Paul, I think we've got a book here. And so Dr. Paul's like, you think? He's like, yeah. So it was kind of, I'm glad, I was very happy to be kind of, not so much the inspiration, I guess, but maybe the kind of motivation or whatever to get this thing out there. And so they actually wrote a book on it, one of many volumes.
Did they mention you?
Yeah, I got a forward. I got a name in the forward and all that kind of thing.
Okay, that's cool.
No money, but whatever. I that's okay.
Oh well.
Maybe in the future volumes, they have a couple of more volumes planned, so that should be pretty cool. So that's how I just kind of just practice my skill set over and over again. That's true. There is quite a bit of magic involved, but I can't reveal.
You have to sacrifice a few cats, and then you get your X-Men 1 in mint condition.
That's right. Yeah, we don't talk about that side though. So, so that's pretty much the gist of it.
So I don't know. Did you do some restoration for K Munin? Because he's saying he was asking about
a Sonic book or something like that.
Yeah, Sonic.
He's came in. Yeah, it's kind of an inside joke between us.
Yeah, it's like Sonic and Captain Harlock.
Yeah,
Captain Harlock is a ripoff of Black Terror, by the way.
That's right. I keep on telling him that, but he just won't hear it. So yeah.
And Sonic, I'm not sure what Golden Age character he would be.
Who knows?
He's probably Greek. That's the other thing.
That could be it. Yeah.
The Windex and the Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Everything's Greek.
Yeah,
like no, that comes from the Greek. I don't know.
That's right. That's a good.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually saw the play. So.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So how do we show? I'm actually curious to see a few of your restoration successes.
Okay.
And then some of the stuff you collect just as a collector.
Okay, sure. And speaking of just the language of it all, I
restoration versus conservation.
Yeah, well, conservation, I think CGC and PSA and companies like that, they consider conservation a subset of restoration.
Okay.
So I don't think it's incorrect to call it that, but at the same time, the really big distinction between the two is that restoration is about making the book appear
better. Yeah.
Appear better, whereas conservation is much more about making it structurally better. It's about making it readable again, or making it or preserving it, for future generations. And if you can fix the appearance to some degree, that's great. But that's not really the big concern of conservation, and that's really kind of the big distinction in a nutshell. So, but yeah, as far as books that I've worked on, so I grabbed a few. So here's now I'm really big into Nidor and weird science and things like that.
Standard Nidor, yeah.
Yeah. So here's American's Best Comics.
And do you like to get them graded just to know how successful you were?
So I've only got a handful graded myself, and that was really purely just to see if I was making these books worse or not, because I was freaking out a little bit, like, am I actually doing any good here? Do I even know what I'm doing? And it turns out I didn't do as bad as I thought. So yeah. So
what was it before? It was like, this is a conserved 3.0.
Yeah, I would probably well, see, this was a detached cover, and actually no, was it detached? I think it might have been detached. If so, it would have been like a 1.0, I think. 1.0 universal.
Oh, okay, so you really upgraded it. Now, did you lose like, not to be offensive to you, but did it lose a bit of the color? It looks like it looks a little faded. Is that just me, or is it?
No, you're right. This is a little faded, but it was actually a little faded to begin with. So I didn't lose much color with this one.
Because I was just thinking about that other book you said at the beginning. I was wondering if.
Yeah, no, these like the oranges here. That's the color they were.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the back. Yeah.
So, I mean, it looks great. I mean, the fact that you were able to get a 3.0, I always see, like, for the Golden Age, I see 3.0 is actually a good grade, like as a good grade to buy. It's like
and I think we were recently discussing a 7.0 conserved that Phil worked on, that he, I think, was able to get it to a 2.0 universal or something like that, and people. That was amazing, because that was one of AG's books, actually. Which was fantastic, because it gave it.
Was that the one that was the Flash one?
Yes, and it gave it quite a bit of equity. But when you're working with, I think, much lower grade books, any kind of boost that you can give to it, it can't be worse.
Well, if you can take it from a purple to a blue.
That
true. In itself, that just quadruples the value of the book. That's crazy.
That's true. This is probably the second big book that I worked. Well, the Golden Age book that I worked on that I was really proud of. This thing was so beat, nothing was hanging together. Everything was detached. It was probably a 0.5 at the time, and so the fact that I got a 2.5 out of it conserved, I was so thrilled. I mean, most people don't care about 2.5, but man, this thing was I love this thing.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and it's LB Cole.
I mean, actually, the back looks really.
Yeah,
LB Cole classic.
Yeah,
the back looks really good. By the way, it looks like you did some leaf casting on that one.
I didn't. No, this one was that was purely.
Like I thought the corner was.
No,
am I mistaken?
That's just no, that's just the page underneath it.
Oh, okay. It looked like some leaf casting on the corner.
Yeah, I have done some leaf casting, but not with this book. Yeah, that was purely tear seals and that kind of thing. Then
he asked a great question, supposedly.
Sure.
Liam? What did he ask here? Okay, wait.
Is it frowned upon the staple replacement, which has rust, and is it noticeable to the grading company? Yeah. So staple replacement, if you can, you want to keep the staples, and there's ways that you can, with even rusty staples, you can sometimes bring them back. But if you can't, as long as the staples are relatively era accurate, CGC doesn't seem to have that big of a deal.
Now, will it notice that they are not the original staples?
Sometimes not. It just depends. I've a book that I worked on recently for Mike. Actually, they didn't note that the staples had been replaced, even though they had been. And I've had another book. I think that Green Lantern book that I worked on for who was what I worked on that for? Green Lantern book I worked on. I replaced the staples on that, and I don't think they noted that at all. So it just depends.
How would just cleaning the staples, is that?
So yeah, cleaning staples. I mean, I use something called Evaporust, which just kind of pulls the rust right off. And
you have to remove the staples, then you put it into that, and then
yeah, that's right. And
is that the idea?
What's that? Yeah, that's the idea. And if the staples are not too pitted, they go right back in. It's not that big of an issue.
But and how do you because one of the ways that they can tell that the staples have been cleaned is usually there's a bit of rust migration onto the paper itself.
Yeah.
So how do you clean that part, I guess?
Also with Evaporust, actually, believe it or not.
You use it on the paper.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't hurt the paper.
No. In fact, actually, it can add. It's fairly. I don't want to say organic, but there's not any really harsh chemicals in this, and it is a little acidic. So as long as you rewash the wrap with like an aqueous solution that's got like calcium hydroxide in it, essentially what you're doing is adding a base to neutralize the acids. You should be fine. Yeah, and it actually also lightens up stains in general. So I've actually kind of applied it here and there to areas that are not even.
It doesn't take any of the color away or anything like that.
No. For some reason, it doesn't really seem to affect inks that often. No.
That's weird. That's
I
think of something that removes rust as being pretty corrosive, almost like
No, the great thing about all these conservation techniques that we're really kind of working on within the conservator group is that we're mainly trying to stay away from any kind of really harsh chemicals. Most of the stuff that we mess with is relatively organic. A lot of it's food safe, and as much as possible, we want it to be able to undo it. So that in the future, if there are processes that are even better, we can kind of undo the things that we've done. So like when
you can put that rust back onto the staple then.
Yeah, well, yeah, there are limitations, of course. Book cleaning, for instance, I always mess. People are always like, once a book's clean, you can never unclean it. I'm like, I mean, just throw it into some dirt, you're fine. Yeah,
you're fine.
But that probably wouldn't work.
Like people are asking lots of questions, so I figured I'll let them. I hope you don't mind. Like,
no, I don't mind. Our brittle pages are within repair. Yeah, they are actually. Well, I've been able to, anyways. So I use a technique that uses something called betaine and also glycerin, and I've been able to bring back suppleness to extremely brittle pages to the point where I was able to kind of with some leaf casting bring the book back. In fact, I have the book here. This book.
Okay.
So this book was completely brittle. The spine was completely out of it.
Yeah, it looked like it was completely split or something, right?
Yeah. In fact, it was not even.
Actually, it looks like there was no spine at all.
That's what it was. There was no spine at all. So I went through and leaf cast every single wrap and the cover, and brought it back from brittle to something that's completely readable now.
So yes, can you open it up? Actually,
yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but I want people to see this.
Yeah.
Where because when Chonko got one of your books, he was actually flipping through it and it looked newish. Like, I mean, obviously it's an old book, but it looked functional. I couldn't imagine doing that with so many of my books. Like, like they would fall, literally turn to dust in your hands.
Absolutely.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And does it feel supple?
Like,
yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. let's see what else. I'd like to like send this in one of these days just to see
what it would grade at.
Yeah, I imagine it would probably be like, I don't know. I would be happy if it was a 1.0 because you're taking something that was clearly a 0.5 at that, but
yeah, I don't know how they feel because CGC is really weird about spines, right?
That's I talked to some conservators about this book, and they told me that honestly it wouldn't come back restored or nothing like that because there is a certain amount of material that
it would come back conserved, right?
It will come back conserved for sure, but it wouldn't come back restored, which was the more important thing to me. And there's a certain amount of material that has to be removed. And generally speaking, that's got to be on the edges, not so much on the interior of the book. So, yeah.
Another question here for you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it. For your conservation, what's the page quality improvement you've gotten from brittle to off-white or white even? Honestly, I don't know because I haven't cracked open any books that I've done that with one book actually. So I have this weird science. This was a 2.0 universal that I got to a 6.0 conserved.
Oh wow.
And what was the problem with it was that this logo was all filled in with pencil. And I thought that's all that was wrong with it. I was like, I can take care of that. But little did I know that the spine down here was beginning to fall apart. Yeah, it wasn't quite split. Well, it was literally just like, I don't know what was wrong with it. It was like water damage or something, but it was like flaking apart. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I do believe I brought this up from, it's currently off-white pages. I might have been like off-white brittle or not off-white brittle. It might have been something worse than off-white, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
Like tan is the
might have been.
So have you?
I have that little owl chart that like tells you like.
Yeah. Have you ever taken one that literally has like brittle or slightly brittle pages, and then brought it to not brittle at all?
I mean, I did that with that book that I showed you, the Startling, but not that was graded already. So
because a lot of them, like I find, like I have a few books and they look beautiful. Actually, the funny thing is they look beautiful. I don't know what it is with brittle pages. Somehow the colors actually pop. It's weird.
Yeah.
But I think the only reason they got a low grade is the fact that they are brittle pages.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what would happen to one of those. Would it still get the blue label? Would it get out of that brittle zone?
I feel that any book that's got brittle pages, I don't know. It'd be a toss-up. You're talking about whether or not it'll come back universal.
Universal and not brittle pages, basically, would be the two things, right?
I can almost guarantee it would come back at least conserved. Whether or not it would come back a full universal, I have no idea.
So they can detect the fact that it's been...
They can detect whether or not a book's been cleaned, yes. Although I think I've been hearing some murmurings about whether or not they are considering whether a cleaned book necessarily ought to be considered conserved.
Because, I mean, for me, like a lot of this is it's bringing the pages back to life.
Exactly.
And eventually, all of these books, these wonderful books that we all love, are going to turn to dust because of the natural side of them. That's
right.
So this is going to at some point.
Yeah, I think Phil actually experienced a situation where he did something to a wrap. Either he cleaned it or something, and it was cleaned. And I think they even marked it on the universal book that it was cleaned. Okay. And they kept it universal. Yeah. So I think they're kind of coming around to that. And you're right. As I've mentioned on a few other channels, there are plenty of universal books that are rotting away in their slabs because they have all these acids built up, and there are going to be some conserved books that have the indication cleaned, that are going to last, another 100 years, so.
Yeah, I mean, Kim is right on this. I mean, without conservation or restoration, most of these books would just like literally be dust.
Absolutely. That's right. That's right. And we're all the things that we're doing with conservation are already being used in like books and parchment, and it's not just a comic book thing. It's, in fact, we're the last ones really kind of doing it. Booksellers and book preservers have been doing this for ages. Archaeologists are doing it with rolled scrolls and things like that.
Exactly. So one of the things that I personally I always like, because I'm a business guy. At the end of the day, I'm like a business person. I always think like I have these books that are brittle, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that if it wasn't for the brittle denotation, mm-hmm. They would probably grade out like maybe 2 or 3 grades higher. Like, and it's just the brittleness that's bringing down the grade.
You're right.
And so I think, wow, okay, 2 to 3 grades higher, that's like usually maybe a doubling or tripling of the price.
Yeah,
like, right. And so I almost feel a business opportunity to deliberately buy books that are graded as brittle and then bring them to life. You know what I mean? And then you could just,
that's a great idea. I again, I wish I had more experience with getting a book that had already been pre-graded as brittle and then kind of doing something. Maybe that's something my next project.
I have lots. I'll send them all your way if you want.
Well, we'll talk. It sounds like a deal. Yeah, and I'm sure I'd like to talk to Phil about this as well, just to get his feel about it. Mm-hmm. I also do talk to Kenny now and then as well. In fact, he just recently worked on a book of mine.
Okay.
It's
so you do send it off to other people.
Well, in this situation, I did, because I hadn't done leaf casting yet, and I was really nervous. Okay. Yeah, I was nervous about doing that. So it was an Exciting Comics, the one where the Black Terror is beating up on that robot, and yes. Great book. I love that book.
I love that book too.
Yeah. It had the book. It was the detached cover. The cover itself, there was this weird adhesive that was on the inside of the cover that was holding pieces together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really strange. And I had taken that adhesive layer off, and then kind of put everything back together again with Tengujo, which is like a Japanese paper. Yeah. And then I realized it was just going to need some leaf casting, and I didn't have the skill set at that time. So sent that over to Jerry, or to Kenny, and he worked on it. It took a while because he had some other things going on, and then turns out somehow the pages were flipped around on the interior. I didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. I don't know what happened there. I think it might have happened at my comic shop where I got the book from. I don't know. So CGC sent it back to him. It was a whole long ordeal. A year later, I finally got it back. Unfortunately, it came back restored, not because of the work that he had done, but because it was a case of a scenario where just too much leaf casting to both the exterior and interior had gone on, and they were just kind of like, we can't do this. So I think I might crack that out and continue working on it. And retry. Because I think I'm going to grab some interiors and do some marrying, which I've done before. I've told you about. I married this book where this didn't have a. Yeah.
You found a back cover for it.
Yeah, I didn't have a back cover at all, and so I was able to bring it back together again.
See, I'd love to see if those ones, like where you find some back cover, kind of thing, if you could get away with it, where they can say, well, it's been married or something like that.
Yeah.
But we could buy it past them, right?
It's possible. I know that Jerry's kind of he's done that in the past, and not so much with back covers, but with interiors. And he's planning on doing it right now with a Batman book he's working on, or he's been discussing it. There's some contention within the conservation community about that, about whether or not how
we should be open and honest, or
yeah. And I get both sides. I do. For for me personally, I'm going to probably hand in notes but I've heard that oftentimes when you send in notes about the work you've done, they look at them, they toss them, they don't care. They're whatever. And then
they don't even care.
No. And I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I don't have a problem with other people doing it, but I know some people do. So
okay.
Yeah.
So how about you show some of the books, like moving away from the conservation stuff? How can you show some of the books that you collect? Like what kind of books?
Sure. Right when I got into Golden Age, what I was really into was weird science and weird fantasy. So of course I had to grab some of those, I showed you the one that I did some conservation on.
Now, do you like to buy, like a little bit back to the restoration thing?
Yeah.
Do you like to buy books that are beat up and?
Yeah, I'm always looking for. I love beat up books. Give me all your 0.5s. The more beat up, the better. Just because I see so much potential in them.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking for those first. But if I find a good deal, a deal's a deal. And so I'm also on the lookout for universal books that look clean. This is 5.5. That's not that bad.
I mean, that's a nice book, actually.
Yeah. And I got it for a couple $100 off of Heritage. I don't know if it was just a sleepy day or what. But.
Yeah, sometimes I find you can, there are steals.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a steal.
Yeah,
is that a Felstein? That looked like a Felstein cover.
I believe it is. It is.
Yeah, I'm good at
it. Of course, got this Black Terror that's restored. This has got a little bit of color touch on it, which I think I can pull off no problem.
Oh, nice. Actually, 5.0. I really like Black Hood, by the way. I think we both
I do too.
I think we're both collecting.
Yeah, and they're slept on. No one's buying these. I don't know why, but
I don't know. I'm trying to get the whole run.
You have the Mummy one, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't? Oh.
I'm bidding on one actually tonight. Believe it or not.
Oh, awesome! I love them. Yeah.
There's one on Heritage right now.
Oh, of course there is. Yeah. Got this Amazing Man. This is also restored. And the restoration is pretty in depth. But again, I got this on my comic shop for like $250 or something like that. And as you know, Centaur books.
Yeah, you don't get really crazy expensive. And Amazing Man is one of the more sought after titles within Centaur.
If you please, everyone, watch Robert Emmons' Sequential Artifacts channel show tonight. He just put out a video that I'm in that we talk about Amazing Man and Thunderbolt from Charlton.
Okay.
And the video is phenomenal. It is so good.
Can you show the back of that one again? Sorry.
Yeah.
What is that written? Rush coupon for?
Oh yeah, rush coupon for Mammoth.
Okay, I just saw it. I was like, what is that writing?
Catalog, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You see these with the DC books as well. They have all the weird panels and all that.
Yeah.
Early 1939, 40 kind of books.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, check out Sequential Artifacts. It's great. Of course, we've got another restored here.
Oh, that's nice too. Yeah. Nice Alex Schomburg.
Yeah. Just showing all my slabs right now, I guess. But
so, do you gravitate to certain artists? Like I see a lot of Schomburg.
Yeah. Schomburg, of course. L.B. Cole. I'm not that big of a Baker guy, but occasionally, for instance,
I find Matt Baker was a bit of for me. I didn't necessarily like his stuff at first. It was sort of like one that I kind of learned to appreciate.
Yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't like Matt Baker, and in fact, I think he's a fantastic artist.
No, me too. It took me a while to really appreciate his style. Actually, it was weird.
Yeah.
More so than Schomburg.
I do love. Well, I do love Planet Comics. So, my themes are really pulpy looking stuff, superheroes.
Okay. I'm not really. I know you like to find the homages, or the cover swipes.
That's right. Yeah, I love cover swipes. I do like homages. The things I'm not that into are like romance. I'm not really into I like horror books, but I don't like the really gruesome stuff. I'm not really into that. So yeah. Let me just flash through these real fast. So
no, you don't have to flash. Don't flash through them fast.
Got some
that's a good one.
Fox
That's a
Feature
classic
Syndicate.
cover.
Yeah. Now we got these books. I have 11 of these. These are Fox Feature Syndicate books that came out of a bound volume that I pulled
And
apart.
Is that Lou Fine?
That's Lou Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I'll eventually be doing conservation to all these books down the road. But yeah, so of course we got.
I've been trying to get all the different ones from Fox, like the early Fox ones. I think are awesome.
So cool.
This one's really good.
I love how pulpy they are. You know,
they're pulpy, and they use like the kind of electrified, like the weird how it's electrified almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, yeah. Like the logo even. Yeah. I agree.
I love that stuff. Oh my goodness, that's a big one, people.
Yeah,
that's a big one. First appearance of the Blue Beetle.
That's right.
Believe it
Although
or not,
that isn't him right there. He's in the pages, but yeah.
Yeah, I actually picked it up just recently too. By the
way, I saw that. Yours is a better looking copy, I think. So.
Yeah, but well, I haven't gotten it yet. I have to pay for it.
Oh, okay. Maybe okay.
Somebody else, maybe, but. Yeah.
So U.S. John's number 2, extremely rare. Some people say it's the most rare Fox Feature Syndicate book.
Yeah,
I think there's 11 on the census altogether, maybe, maybe less than that. And I will actually be I'll be on Dr. Paul's channel tonight, and we'll be discussing this book because a conserved version of this. A conserved copy of this came up on Heritage, and it sold for about $4,500 or something.
Oh wow! And how much? Like, out of curiosity, how much did you pay for that?
So for the whole bound volume,
I get that.
Yeah, all 11 books, about $2,500.
So, you know what I always tell people is the bound volumes are usually actually pretty cheap.
Yeah,
like, it's strange. I know, like, and they're beautiful inside.
Usually. Yeah, I still have the volume. Yeah, I still have because the guy who worked on these, generally speaking, they're a little bit better conditioned than these kind of books. The colors are always going to be really vibrant because they've been, out of the sun the whole entire time.
Yeah.
But the collector, he actually photocopied a couple of books and stuck them in there. He was really into like these books. And yeah, the individual who was selling these bound volumes, they sold 3 of them. One was a Fawcett, one was a Centaur, and one was Fox Feature Syndicate. Wow. The Centaur went for, I think, $4,500, and everyone forgot about this one, I guess. And so when I snagged it, I was like, wow, I can't believe I got this.
I can't believe you got that, yeah.
Yeah, I estimated there was probably... Go ahead.
No, I said that's awesome.
Yeah, I estimated there was probably, I don't know, maybe $8,000 of books in there, and I'm like, wow. I mean, on a conservative level, so I don't know, weird.
Mm-hmm.
I love these pre-Archie books, these MLJs, I think they're wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I got, this has some issues. I'm going to be doing some marrying to this. I actually have the other issue for it. It was missing a centerfold, I think. So I have the centerfold.
Okay. And how do you find these centerfolds?
On eBay or pretty much anywhere I can, mostly on eBay, I'd say.
Okay. Hi, Thomas.
We talked about the plate that he's wearing.
Yeah, I know.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
It's like so uncomfortable looking. It's like, why would you have metal underwear? It's the craziest thing.
Well, he's got to protect his chastity, so I love this book.
Electric chair?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that is cool.
I love this.
Oh, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Mr. Justice, right?
Captain Flag, I think.
No, the guy up top is Mr. Justice.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And then Captain Flag underneath. Yeah.
First appearance, I believe.
Of Captain Flag, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool too. What issue of Pep is that?
That's 40.
Oh, nice. So he's not much. He doesn't have much more life in him after that.
I know. And the goopy redhead comes around and destroys them all.
Is that an Eisner? Who's the artist?
That's a good question. I didn't know. I think you're right. Doesn't say on the cover though. I'm gonna be cleaning this one up. I mean, all of these are future projects, but I just haven't gotten around.
Oh, nice. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I have that. No, I was joking. I just had to say it.
Yeah. No, that's fair. When you explained, you broke that down one day, and I thought that was so wonderful. Where you say I have that, not because you're trying to up anyone, but it's your way of showing I approve of this because I have it. If I have it, I approve of you having it because it's great.
It's a great book that I would want it myself and have it.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. I love that book. That's a good one. Oh, wow. Prize 50. Do you collect Frankenstein?
I don't. I collect mummies. Really mummies and Egyptian stuff. So if
you should, have you ever read Dick Briefer's Frankenstein?
No.
Read it. It's fun. It's just it's so fun.
Okay. If Rich ever has like a mummy book he wants to trade, we might have to
get the Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, Smash.
Yeah.
Bobo the Robot. Smash is one of those titles that most people aren't really familiar with, but so many great characters came out of Smash. Yeah.
I agree. Here's a future project for sure.
Oh wow, that's a big book.
Yeah.
So people that are not familiar with this is Frank Frazetta, and he did the whole entire book.
Yeah. So this is heavily trimmed.
Oh.
And it was missing a back. It had a back cover, but it was the wrong back cover. So I found the right back cover, but it's on a really nice book. But the book's not as nice as. Yeah. But the book is not nearly as valuable as the Thunder, so it may have to be sacrificed.
Find some other back cover. Don't destroy some good book.
If I can. It's such a nice, and a few more here.
Oh, Shadow. Another one go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is the case, but in my estimation, was it Detective Comics 31 that has the castle and
yes. Kind of looks like that.
I believe that this is the earliest homage to that. There's too many things that are so striking. Okay, so you have the castle on the top of the hill. You have the floating head.
Yeah,
you have the street clouds. The guy on the bottom.
Yep.
There's just too many parallels.
No, that definitely is an homage.
Yeah.
Or did Detective 31 rip that off?
Well, this came out. Yeah, this definitely came out afterwards. But yeah, maybe there's a movie poster out there that's got a similar thing that they were both homaging, but I don't think so. I've looked, and I think this is the earliest homage to that book, anyways.
Yeah.
I
love mummy covers too, by the way. So
yeah.
This is a good one.
Mike just got Out of the Night mummy cover that looks amazing. That I need in my life. Ken Bald signed it. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, he got that from my claim sale, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. You did. Yeah.
I told people my claim sales are good.
They are. So I collect Straight Arrow. I think he's kind of an undervalued character, but I think there's some value in these American Indian books that people are just kind of sleeping on. And my brother for Christmas, he bought me like 20 different Straight Arrow copies. So I don't have that much more of the run to go through. And they're fairly, really affordable. There's like some of these more vivid, more interesting looking covers,
I like that with the trapeze that's snapping.
Yeah, I think the clown is up to something. You never know. So
yeah.
Wow. I think this looks amazing.
Oh,
I got
cool.
this for
Nice.
Super cheap. Yep.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. Now there's a pulp of this that I can't afford, and I want badly that this is homaging.
Do you know what's the pulp?
I think it's a spicy mystery, so that's why I can't afford it.
Oh, that explains it right there. Anytime you hear spicy as a pulp, you know it's expensive.
Exactly.
Gus Ricka.
Yeah, Aubrey's got that original
cover for that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Mm.
People always sleep on these.
Super mystery.
Yeah.
I after this show's over, I'll show you some cool ones that I picked.
All right. I love these Dagar books as well. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I got the complete run of that. I love that.
Oh, do you? That's awesome.
It's really good. It's really good.
Like four issues or something like that?
No, it's more like 16.
Oh,
Or like,
really? That many?
It's a bunch of issues. It's like not 16, but maybe 10 or so. I don't know.
That's more than I thought.
Black Cat 1, nice.
And then I got just a few more. Oh, man. Maybe a little bit more than a few more. I'm really been getting into Manili.
Did you get the homage to that?
You're talking about the other book that's similar to this in the same.
It looks almost the same.
I don't have it yet, no, but it's on my list. Also, Joe Manili, these Arrowhead books are far out, man, and no one's.
That one looks better than the previous one. This one's pretty cool.
I know, it's freaking sweet, isn't it?
I like that. Yeah, no, it's great.
There's this is number 2, I think, and number 4 is really awesome as well. Of course, got the Black Terror. Now number 1.
Okay.
Black Terror.
Whole bunch of Black Terror. Nice.
Yeah. First appearance of Pyroman.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, and then
wow.
Now you just got this one, right?
No, I didn't.
You did?
That's the first Black Terror.
Yeah, I thought you got a copy of this.
No, I've been trying to get one from Yaniv actually.
Oh, okay. There's one on eBay, I think, or someplace.
So actually, my interview with Cougar Comics yesterday, he picked up that book, and I was throwing offers at him.
That's right. I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. By the way, I need his eBay link because
Well, he hadn't put it up yet. He was going to put it up, but he hadn't gotten up by the time I put the video out.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, his collection, what he found. I saw as soon as I saw that exciting, I was like, whoa. And then this is the one that Kenny worked on for me recently, and I'm going to do some more work on. And then just real quick, I had mentioned a couple of shows ago that I was working on collecting these French Golden Age books, and so I got about 10 of these now. So, and yeah,
I was debating about telling you not to show those anymore because I might want to get them.
That's fair. It's a now's a good time to jump in because they're only like $30 to $50 a pop.
20, so they're pretty cheap, actually. I was surprised.
Yeah,
but great stuff.
Thank you.
I think we blew through the hour really fast.
Okay.
Actually.
All right.
So if people haven't already, go over, like, if there's some wrench in the chat that can put a link to Archivist's channel. One sec. Maybe I can. One sec here. One sec here. Just stay with me. I'm going to grab your channel and put it into the chat because people should subscribe to you. It's in the description of the video, but definitely go and subscribe to Archivist Adrift because that'd
be great.
He's got some really cool stuff that he's doing. You do a lot of time lapse video, which I think I like.
Okay.
Because then you just play it at 0.1 speed, and then you can see the whole process.
That's right.
No, I'm just,
yeah. Oh, but the music in the background is going to be really spacey though if you do that. So
yeah, really cool actually. So yeah, But yeah, I think it was a great show. Thank you for coming on. And definitely people go over and subscribe to his channel. I put the link there for you guys to get.
2 things real fast, if you don't mind me just pointing out there. Tonight, check out Liberty Hill Comics, where I'll be on with Dr. Paul talking about that U.S. Jones #2. And then please check out Sequential Artifacts by Professor Robert Emmons. He's a director, an actual film director, and his videos are masterclasses. They are unbelievable.
Yeah, really
this
cool.
This video that he did that I had a little cameo in, just absolutely hysterical. Great stuff. And check that out.
Okay, cool. And thanks again for coming on the channel.
My pleasure.
Normally this would have been recorded and it would have aired like a week from now, but you guys get it early. You get it early. I'll have to figure out something else for next week, but oh well.
I can always come out next week.
Yeah, we can do this again. Okay, so thanks everybody for hanging out and watching. Bye for now.
Bye.